What's going on, Wolfpack? Time again for another wolfofbricks.com update. I am Jim, and of course, this is where we talk about Lego investing and reselling. So we really have two topics today. There was one topic that really isn't long enough to make into a video, so I'm going to use that topic towards the beginning, which should be going on in a few seconds, and then I'm going to talk about the main topic, which you have seen in the thumbnail. All right, so right now you're looking at ebay.com, and it's been a while since I've put out a CYA video. It's actually been a couple years when it comes to eBay, and I thought it would be a good time to just kind of review a few things and also update it with a few best practices, right? So back a few years ago when I was fulfilling my own orders, now I'm cranking them out, and all the boxes, all the Lego sets are in great condition. I send them out, no problem. I mean, it is a well-oiled machine. And then sometime around the first week of December during Q4, I get a message from an eBay buyer saying that the set that I shipped them is a mess, the box was damaged, there's pieces everywhere, all that stuff. And I said to myself, well, that's curious. I know that wasn't my fault if that's actually what indeed happened. So I emailed them back and I said, hey, can you provide a picture? And they didn't provide a picture. They said they just wanted their money back, and they used a lot of emotion because people like to get emotional, right? It seems like there's a lot more emotion than there is common sense in 2022. But anyway, so just the way this person kind of approached it, not to say things like this don't happen, I got a little bit suspicious, right? So what I went ahead and did was I got the person's username and I copy and pasted it just into Google. And I found that on some of the message boards, this person had a very bad reputation for herself because people on this eBay forum said that, you know, she's been doing this for some time. So eventually she went ahead and she filed a complaint. And on my part of the eBay claim, I went ahead and I took some screenshots, and I felt that I built a pretty solid case, right? And lo and behold, eBay said, I'm not at fault. She is at fault, that nothing happened, and that's great. So that's just one instance, right? But something else I've been seeing over the last year to 18 months now, this isn't something that has happened to me personally, but I've heard this from a few resellers, and they call it eBay phishing, right? So what is eBay phishing? eBay phishing is when someone will purchase a good, and then when they receive it, they'll say something like, hey, I noticed the seals were broke on this Lego set. Is that something that's normal? Or, hey, you know, I noticed that there was damage to this box and I didn't see any minifigs. You know, is there something that you would like to do about this, right? So these people know that eBay really doesn't protect the sellers as much as they should, right? And it's true. But there is one thing that these reseller buddies of mine have done, and you guys are going to laugh when you hear this, but I swear to God, this is what they tell me. They will go ahead and they'll reply and say, hey, do you mind submitting a picture back to me on the reply message? They said that's kind of curious something like that happened, and of course show sympathy and empathy, right? Because you don't want to lose a sale because you're being sarcastic. And then at the end of the message, you say something like, you know, I always, every time I box up my items for fun, me and my child, we go on TikTok Live or we do a YouTube Live where we're boxing up all of these things. He says, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull up that video too, just to make sure that there was nothing wrong on my part, right? I know that sounds funny. I know that sounds crazy and a little bit weird, but these people do not have TikToks. These people do not have YouTubes, but they have done this. And I would say about 50% of the time, these people do not reply back. They just go away, right? And that's what you want. You want these people to just go away. So I've said this in the past, you know, I really don't reply to a lot of emails back whenever I was selling on eBay, unless they wanted to know where the package is or something like that, right? Because they already bought something from you. It's kind of your duty to do that. But also when something like this comes out, you know, you need to take action and you need to deal with it smartly. So not only are you losing the sale, and odds are you probably won't get that item back, but you're also going to have to submit a refund, and you're pretty much SOL out of everything. So just wanted to, you know, share that as we're into a third of Q4. All right, now on to the main topic. So I don't want to say I'm not complaining, because I'm kind of complaining a little bit, but this is more of a sense of A, tough love, and B, if you are a potential Lego reseller and you're not on Amazon yet, it's good that you're familiar with what's going on in October and, of course, the other months of Q4. So right here, you're looking at Amazon.com. You're looking at Lego Disney Frozen Elsa's Magical Ice Palace. This is a set that I went hard on, and I don't think I've really mentioned this set in the past. I'm not going to give how many units, but I went pretty hard in on it, and I purchased this set for, I think, around $50. Some of that was on Amazon, and some of that was through other means, we'll say. So right now the retail is $79.99. I believe that was the RRP, right? Now, when you come here, before I pull up the third-party information, isn't this crazy, right? This is Amazon. The green line is Amazon, right? Now, people will say to me, and my response is, of course, I know this is, you know, Camel 3X is not an exact science. They're not putting out the most accurate information, but I do use them as a guide, and I think it's beneficial to either the new or the future resellers to see Camel 3X applied, because it's a free tool and they could become familiar with it and so on. But you see here, I mean, it looks like from what I'm seeing, Amazon has sold this set for $149 and change. And we've talked about this before, is Amazon flipping. So I don't know, you know, Lego and Amazon appear to be at odds when it comes to resellers, right? But maybe this is an agreement that Amazon and Lego have where it's like, and they'll say, you know, you could have your Lego resellers on Amazon, but you got to let us control the price to the extent. So this isn't just a one-off, right? I mean, this is multiple times that this set is sold. Now, when you click on the third party right here, you could see, I mean, this set at one point in time, according to Camel 3X, was just below $126. Well, I remember very recently seeing it for a lot higher than that. And that's why this thumbnail is called the Buy Box Blues, right? Because you have all the, we'll call them short sellers, the lightweights, right? The ones that just want to make a couple bucks, they get in and out, and then they think they accomplished something when in reality, all they did was waste their own time. And I'm mentioning this because the last week of September, I noticed an uptick, and I had some text messages from reseller buddies of mine, and they're saying Q4 is definitely here. And I'm like, yeah, that's great. But now we're seeing, you know, it's a race to the bottom, and it stinks. You will notice that during October, it'll be a race to the bottom, and also the second and third week of December, there will be a race to the bottom as well. And we'll talk about that part in a little bit. And it's unfortunate, right? Because we need to have diamond hands, we need to hold, and we need to be strong. And if you're just doing the race to the bottom crap, it's really not benefiting anybody. There's a lot of money that you're leaving on the table. This right here, Lego Speed Champions Porsche. If we go to Camel 3X, you can see right here. Now again, this I've seen this as high as $45. It doesn't show it on Camel 3X, unfortunately, but I've seen this as high as $45 on Amazon. And right now it's at 30 and change. It's just unfortunate. So there was a lot of celebration in September, and now there's just a lot of hurry up and waiting, because we're waiting for all of the people that are wanting to sell at a low price to, you know, clear their inventory and move out. And they will, right? This right here, this is a set that I went hard in on. The Harry Potter Prisoner of Azkaban Night Bus, right? It's going for $63. It was closer to $70 not that long ago. And I think if you go to Camel 3X, I mean, this wasn't close to Q4 right now, but it looks like this right here, I mean, it was well over 70, right? And you could see some price action here too. So, you know, there's a lot of, and price action is good, right? But it has to be good for the right reasons. So because there are a lot of people doing the race to the bottom, you know, we're just in this holding pattern. And this right here on Amazon.com, you have the Lego Minecraft Zombie Cave. Now, the reason why I pulled this set up is this is a set that retired a very, very long time ago, right? Now, when you go to Camel 3X, you could kind of see it a little bit, but I did a lot of Lego set searches, and this was the best chart that I could find for it, is, you know, you're going to have that race to the bottom in October, right? And then the prices will go up. So whenever you look at a chart, you're like, wow, sales velocity has increased and prices go up. And it's like, yeah, because all these short sellers sold out quick, right? And they're now out of the way. So there will be a lot of money to be had in November and at the beginning of December, right? But the reason why you see those short sellers again, and when I'm talking about short sellers in December, I'm talking about a different group of people. These are the people, and they may be experienced Amazon resellers. They want to clear their inventory out of those Amazon warehouses because they're FBA, and they don't want to pay storage for another 12 months, which is understandable, right? But there's two things going on at the beginning and towards the end of Q4 that kind of knock things off keel a little bit. So when you look at Camel 3X, you can see this set was north of $47, and then as you get closer to Christmas, it went down a lot because people are wanting to kind of do their own clearance, right? Because they don't want to be holding on to that inventory at Amazon for another year. And the trade-off for that is all the FBM people like myself and mostly 90% of the other resellers that I personally know, they're kind of stuck because they don't want to give that inventory out at a low price, which means that inventory is just sitting on the shelf. So just wanted to share with everybody what's going on with the ebbs and flows of Q4, the beginning of October, the mid-December area. And of course, I wanted to share that eBay phishing information for you, and hopefully that will help you cover your butt. That's it, my friends. Hope you enjoyed the video. As always, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Once again, I'm Jim with wolfofbricks.com. Always go out there and get it.